Welcome back, everyone. We are going to move into unit conversion. Just going back to that focus question, how can I use unit conversion to eliminate units I don't need to get the conversion I want? We're really going to focus on this idea of conversion factor, right? A ratio of two equivalent measures in different units. Okay, so we've got 330 minutes, 2 hours. All right, we know for a fact that we're going to start with this 330 minutes here. Okay. Pushing down too hard. I don't want to do that. 330 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and write that as a ratio over 1. I'm going to go ahead and start making train tracks. This is kind of a fun method to help us keep our units consistent if we're attending to precision here as we want to. All right. We know that we have 60 minutes in 1 hour. What am I doing here? Okay. 1 hour. So when I multiply using unit conversion just straight across, okay, my minutes, right, this ends up becoming, I'm only going to do this once for sake of time, 330 minute hours, right, over 60 times 1, 60 minutes. And this is where we're creating an elimination, right? Anything divided by itself, minutes divided by minutes is gone. And we just need to do 330 divided by 60. I'm going to make my life easier here. All right, I've got a 10 here and a 10 here, so I'm going to take the 10s off. And 6 goes into 33 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get 3. I'm going to drop a decimal. I'm going to drop a 0. It looks like I'm going to get 5 and 5 tenths. 5 and 5 tenths. And I know I can use a calculator. You can. I'm just showing you, like, if you don't have one, don't forget how to divide just because you're in 8th grade now. So this is going to be 5 and 5 tenths. The question is 2 hours, right? 330 minutes is 5 and 5 tenths hours. And you would know that because you know there's 60 minutes an hour. You could divide 330 by 60 and get that. If we wanted to be exact, more I guess normal, we would just say 5 hours, right? Half an hour is 30 minutes. We don't really say we're going to be small for 5.5 hours. Say 5 hours, 30 minutes. 15 kilograms, 2 grams here. Okay, so I'm going to start off with that same thing here, 15 kilograms. All right, we're going to write that over 1. Go ahead and start making our train tracks here. And if you remember this, maybe you don't, but the metric system, right, is kind of helpful because we've got kilo, meaning 1,000. That's 1,000. That's 1,000 grams. All right, so I'm going to say 1 kilogram because we want this unit kilogram down here. That's what's going to get eliminated when we multiply straight across is 1,000 grams. So as we talk about this idea of how can I use unit conversion to eliminate units I don't need to get the conversion I want, we want to convert to grams. So if we want to end up here with grams at the end, we need to figure out a way to get rid of kilograms, right? And that's why you would put the 1 kilogram on the bottom of this ratio or rate. I guess it's not a rate, ratio, and then put the 1,000 because you have 1,000 kilograms into grams here. So I multiply straight across. Okay, kilograms are now eliminated. I've got 15,000 grams over 1, or 15,000 grams. Okay, 5 feet 3 inches to inches. I'm going to start off with, let's see here, 5 feet. I'm going to take these 3 inches and I'm going to save them for later because we want to go to inches. I'm going to make my life easier. I'm going to put these inches over here. I'm going to say, hey, what's 3 inches? I'm going to start with 5 feet over 1. Okay? 5 feet over 1. So my question for you is, we know there's 12 inches in a foot. Which one's going to go on top? Well, what needs to be eliminated? This feet needs to be eliminated. That means 1 foot, right, needs to go on the bottom. So when we multiply straight across, kind of very similar to what we did up here, we get rid of that the feet, and we leave ourselves with the inches that we want here. Okay, so 5 times 12 is 60 inches. Okay, over 1. Don't forget to add this plus 3 over here. That's going to leave me with 63 inches. How many inches tall are you? That'd be a fun one to figure out. Nobody cares, but you should do it anyway. All right, let's go on to the next one. The CN Tower in Toronto. Okay, this is brutal. Actually, not too bad. Not too bad. It helps us to know how many meters, right? Go with feet. So we'll go ahead and start making train tracks here. Let's look at, remember the first, rule of thumb about word problems is about how many meters tall is the tower. So let's kind of write a statement like we had here, right? They give us feet. They give us feet. We go 18, 15 feet. Okay, we're going to go 2 meters. Feet to meters. We want to convert 2 meters. So we're going to start off with this 18, 15 over 1. All right. And I'm going to go, let's see, this is feet. And I want to eliminate feet. So I'm going to use this conversion factor they give us here, right? And I need to eliminate feet. So feet has to be on the bottom over here. 3 and 28/100 feet. I'm going to go 1 meter up here. When I multiply straight across, my conversion factor of feet is going to disappear. And I'm going to be left with this doozy of a problem, 1,815 meters over whatever 3 and 28/100. Well, feet are gone, so 3 and 28/100. And we're going to go about here, right? We're going to go ahead and change that to about. That's what it's asking. I'm going to pause and calculate this. Okay, I'm back. I've got the calculation here. This is going to be about, let's see here, 5. Let me write. There it's back. 553 and 35/100. It's saying meters, so I'm going to go ahead and just round that to the nearest whole meter here. The 3 keeps that 3 there in the ones place at 3, so it's going to be about 553 meters. All right, I'm going to pause that, and I'll probably make a third video here. So this is getting a little bit long. The last word problem is a doozy. I don't want like an 11-minute video. See you in a second.